Hi YouTube. Okay, welcome to the second part of Becoming Classics video on this beast, the R9T to R7T. Okay, the kit bought from America in the first one, overviewed, had a look, what's in the kit, what you get, and so yeah, second part. We've finally been able to get a little bit more work done to this, so away we go forward. Okay, so here's our R9T. Some of you may notice that I had a lump off here, eh? Yeah, I mean, back in the 80s I had my hair streaked at one time, you know, and well, I've been waiting for it to grow out ever since, so I keep it trimmed back a bit, and anyway, it doesn't offend me quite so much. So, back to our R9T. Right. Okay, so in our comprehensive instruction manual that came with the kit, they state we have to get the kit into this kind of strip down, and so I think we're nearly there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this down, I'm going to release the camera off the tripod and let's have a look around the bike. So just excuse a bit of wobbles for a minute, if we can get it off. You know, you can practice it and getting it off when the camera's not on, and it comes off straight away, and then when you want it, anyway, it's here. Right, okay, so let's have a look at it. So what we've got, okay, so here she is without her clothes on, and yeah, I mean, as I said before, it's not done a lot of miles, it's in pretty good nick, a bit of dirt, and we're having a bit of tidying up to do on it. But what we're going to do is get it to the point in the kit where we can start offering panels up to it. So as you can see, I've removed the seat and the you know, the little tailpiece bit, the backlights, the rear indicators, and still to remove front indicators, headlights still got to come off. We're actually going to be putting, or we're going to try and fit a different set of clocks to our version of this this R9. So yeah, front fender, front mudguard fender. We've been we're going to change obviously with the big mudguard that comes with it. So what we've had to do, we've had to just basically disconnect fuel lines. I'm just going to press that so I can see what it's doing. We've had to disconnect fuel lines, etc. Do you know, it's just unplug and plug and play up to now. So far what I see in the book, we've just got what looks like fuel pump power feed and say fuel gauge. You see the alternator sign here, easy enough to do a ripple test on there. Here's the engine ECU, bit of a spider living in here I think. Looks like an intake air temp sensor, battery's located here. We've got another ECU here. I'm presuming that's either kind of immobiliser come, not sure on that what that is, because I was going to say ABS module, but generally ABS modules in here. This is the ABS pump, but the actual electronics to it is in here. You know, the amount of wiring that's going back to that from wheel speed sensors, etc. But anyway, it's kind of irrelevant to what we're doing. So yeah, just a bit of a look. We've got a diagnostic socket here, so little diagnostic socket there for the Beemers. I have the leads and sub to connect into that. Yeah, here we go. Throttle bodies that are going to be exposed, throttle position sensor, injector there. We've got cold start air valve by the look of that. Yeah, really tidy, looks good without its you know, without its kit on, as they say. So so this one, as you can see, has had a couple of sets of handlebar risers on it. So but yeah, so from here what I'm going to do is just keep doing a little succession of short videos, and then we'll put them all together on the video editor and make them kind of into a longer video. So yeah, here we go. Right, so it's time for, just got to get, like I say, indicators off, a couple of other bits off, footrest hangers off, and then we can start offering panels up. I actually think it's the tank first. We've got to get this air intake snorkel, for want of the better words, off, and I think that's the first part to it, and then we can start offering the tank up and have a look, and we go from there. So right, thanks for watching. I'm not going to say too much more on that because I'm going to keep adding bits onto it. So okay, stay tuned, part 2. Thank you. Okay, afternoon viewers. Right, the next stage I'm going to do, before I do anything, in fact I'm going to take these mirrors off shortly anyway because they're barging into me every time I move past them, so, but it is actually to get the tank on. We're just going to offer it up, just have a look how close everything is, and yeah, just offer up. So, first part is this, the clips here for this air intake. So I'm just going to get a little persuading gadget. See if we can get these quick. Wow, I reckon it could have got it to be a bit tighter, I'm sure. You know, in fact, that's going to come out of there. Okay, leave it there. Put your cable ties on. Right through one of them yeah, we can put a new cable tie through there. So if we just carefully, just get that. There we go. Just give ourselves a bit more room. Okay. The way I feel about that is, but anyway, there we go. So, right, that can go in our. Air filter looks a bit to do with a new one. What do we think? A little bit. Do you know, I would have thought it'd have been a bigger air filter than that. Anyway, not to worry. In you go, back in there. Now, there is a clip with the kit that comes to clip that and support the air filter. And for the purpose of this, I'm not going to put that in just yet, only because it's in that cupboard over there, and I've got to move a load of stuff to get to it. So we don't need to do that yet. And make sure everything's out of the way, just so we can offer up battery connections and while you're there. So bear with me. Right, here we go. What do we think? Da, da, da. Right, is it just gonna go? Does it just go? Yeah, it doesn't. What we got? What is it? Is it that? I know there's 2 brackets to go on yet, so it possibly. It's got to be kind of in that ballpark, doesn't it? It really doesn't want it now. It really does not want to go down any further than that. It's going to be kind of in that. There is 2 brackets to fit first that go down here on this side and then attached to there. So, wow, first look from our kit. But on the face of it, there's going to be a little clip that goes on it to hold that air filter in. So, yeah, on the face of it. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere. It just wants a little bit of tweaking underneath, doesn't it? It seems to sit just right there. There's a couple of brackets here as well at the back. So, wow. Yeah, I'm going to have a look myself. Yeah, wow. Oh, hey, we're liking that already. It looks so different already. Right, great stuff. So I'm going to now get on with as I said in the last one, yeah, drop the footrest hangers off, drop the front wood guard off, and other side footrest hanger, and probably going to get these two brackets. We'll fit these brackets together so we can see how it all actually goes. I'll dig them out. It's all in the fitting kit that came with it. Dig all that stuff out and then we'll carry on, take it from there. Okay, I'll sign off at this and we're back in a minute. Oh yeah, welcome back. Okay, so I've now found out all our brackets, nuts and bolts, tank supports, etc. So I've just fitted the same corresponding one to the other side. So using the original tank bolt and what's that? T45 Torx. Install tank brackets. I'm just going to give that a nip, but I'm not going to go for broke with it until we know exactly where things need to be. We could just move it back and forward should we need to. So I've now got front seat support, rear fuel tank support. Let's have a look at that. Is that in gas tank preparation? We're not actually at that yet, but I'll put the tank back on. Here we go. Battery wire holder and seat retainer. Okay. Right, so it gives us a feel for what we're going to do next. I'm just going to put that on here. So it's upside down. Yeah. Which way around that was going then? So it's looking like that. Reposition the battery wire holder on the top of the gas tank bracket. Use the original M6 bolts to secure it in place. Okay. I presume that means the original long bolt through there as well. So let's get that. Yeah. How does it? It will still work. So yeah, and we'll just want to be. It's that bracket there that's playing ball with us. Put that down there for a minute, 'cause I don't think we'll use that. Like that. I'm going to take it out yet. Right, we can put more batteries there, maggots. Right, okay, so we bolt that through this bracket, bolts, I don't know which way around that is, that way around. So that bracket bolts through the tank, through the actual, so it'd be easier actually to do all that to the tank off the bike. There's a clamp over the back of the tank. So again, put that there for a second. So yeah, I've got a feel for how that goes. They go together, sandwiched between the tank, facing forward. So right, let's have a look at the tank. Obviously painting and what have you, this will all have to come off again, but let's just offer that back on there again a sec. So now we'll put the brackets on, we get kind of we can see how high the front of the tank's going to be. Yeah, we've got something just a little bit annoyed with what we're doing here. It's looking like the wiring to the ECU, because I'm going to have to lose a bit of that wiring. Lose an inch or two of that wiring somewhere. But anyway, because if these brackets are where they're supposed to be, it's kind of close. You know, I think we just need a bit of tweaking in here. Make sure everything's actually ducted out the way. Okay. So what we can do, let's get, where do we say? Right, so in our kit, fuel tank, attachment bolts. Do you know, I would have the radio one as well. If we, I put radio one on one of the ones I did, and I immediately put it on YouTube. I got a copyright notice, would you believe? So, because the radio was on in the background. Huh. Amazing, eh? There we go. So, right, this one, so it's looking like these four go I'm in the way a little bit, I know, for a minute. Just let me get the first one on the around that side and we can see what's going on. There's me not gone. Right. Yeah, like I say, obviously we're going to have to, yes, that holds the back of the tank up a little bit more than what we were. So let's get some tools for this. And with that one. And then they, okay, I'll do it from this side. Polishing as well today, so let's have a look. I don't suppose we need to put all four in this to kind of gauge. As long as they're mounted. Well, they're long there, aren't they? The holes have got a bit of adjustment on them, so I mean, they're a little bit bigger than the bolt, so there's quite a bit of, but you know, looks pretty good. So, so let's just pick that up, I'm not going mad with it. Put that on its bracket, lift her up. So, sometimes some stainless stuff you get, you know, stainless pot, stainless nuts, they bind up on each other. And you think, well, that's tight, and its threads actually bind it up. They always need a little bit of oil on, a bit of lube on it to reluctant there. Right, does that still now? Here. Do you know it's that? Persuader. Just have a look for a. Let's have a look. What can we use this one? An alignment tool. it's minimal. It wants to go back. Do you know that's been in once? See there. Right. Actually, by doing it this way, it's better for us to kind of gauge, you know, what it is it's not happy with. Yeah, it's over the top of the air filter there that it would go down. I mean, it is pretty much there. That's how that sits, okay? Bracketed. So that's how that sits. Now, let's just get, that's a different size, isn't it? So, if we're going for a mock build, we might as well nip everything up and just see. The air filter, like retainer stuff, is for final build. Okay. So the bolts, again, supply kit. Into that threaded into it. A little bit reluctant there for a minute. Maybe I want a washer behind that. So let that come out a bit. You know, just to kind of tip the back of that out and the front, you know, the top in. And it's so close. I mean, you can tell there's a lot of thought been, you know, an effort gone in. I mean, stuff lines up, so there we go. So, knit, I think just a washer at the back of that will just kind of rock it that way and allow that. But anyway, where we are is pretty much where, I'm just going to slacken this side off as well, just to make the job easier for us. Okay. Right. Could be a few ones that are actually not connected underneath. It's just giving us a little bit of a resistance, but right, that's home. I'm not going to tighten it as such, but it's home. The same bracket you can see that side as obviously this side. And there we go. It is fiberglass, so I'm really not going mad. Yeah. It's quite happy there now, okay? So, utilising the kit that came, the parts in the kit that came with it, that's the fuel tank. So, I keep saying it, and I haven't done it yet, so we're going to have to get on and take the indicators and bits and pieces off. Because, you know, I'm really kind of looking forward to offering panels and stuff up. Let's see the build, you know. Yeah, the battery, now when we get to the point that we're actually fastening it, I mean, I've got this kind of cable tied out of the way. The two mounting holes here fit the two threaded insert brackets there, and you've got your battery cables out of the way. So plenty of adjustment on these two brackets that sandwich the tank. So I mean, for alignment we could slacken it and just move it around, tweak it a little bit should we need to. So but no, hey, look, you know, I'm impressed. Looks good. Changes the whole dynamic of the bike. The whole perception of this bike has altered just with that fuel tank on. So I don't know what you think. I mean, feel free, you know, leave a comment, see what you think. But yeah, really like it. I actually really like it. Like the look, like the way it's turning, you know. So hey, you know, by the first bit in, you get the first part put on, and then it's like, wow, do you know what, you want to keep going. So but yeah, it recommends you do, in the instructions, it recommends you do a full build before paint, which obviously there's a little bit of fettling to do anyway. You're not going to be damaging your paint. If you do the build and any fettling beforehand, you know, you don't need me to tell you that, but you know, make it fit first. Then when you know it all fits and you're happy with the alignment of everything, off it all goes then, and then we get it painted. So what I'm going to say about this tank, apparently, I'm actually waiting for any motor to come back to me on this, but apparently this tank needs a sealer inside it. Now, if I'm honest here, I'm not being critical, but I'm a little bit disappointed in that's actually not done. I've asked the question that, because in one of the emails there's a link, in one of the emails that's been obviously correspondence between us, there was a link to a YouTube video of this tank being sealed with an additive inside it, and now, you know, and instructions and blah 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 on what to do. But I personally don't know what you guys think. Again, feel free to leave a. I personally would have thought that this would have been sealed. Let's be honest. You know, I mean, that can then come down to. Well, I was gonna say come down to ability, but you know, and I know there's different products out there, and by all accounts, I don't know, I can't remember names of it. I hope my hands up here. I've never actually done it, but apparently there's some better than others of these sealers. And the fuels that we get here, is it slightly different to? I mean, do we get the same fuel as America gets? I'm not sure. I mean, that might sound a silly question, but I think there is differences. I think there's differences, and but with me saying that, the reason I'm saying that is the fuel we get seems to eat fuel lines and, you know, carburetor O-rings and all sorts of problems with it. So, and I've heard horror stories about. Anyway, it's all ifs and buts at the minute. That this tank may well have been done. They may well have done that now. They may, so you know, I don't want to do them you know, any kind of, you know what I'm saying here. This may well been done. So, but I'll find out. I'm waiting for an email back to say whether our tank has actually been sealed or not, or whether it's ready for fuel, or whether we have to do a sealant on it, or. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments on that. But irrespective of that, the look, the fit, the shape, the thought, I mean, come on, it just went straight on. So, you know, it's and like I say, the dynamic of the bike, it just changes it. It just looks great. So well done, N-Moto, really well done. Right, I'm going to sign it off at this one, regroup, look at what we need next, and then I'm just going to carry on recording. Okay, so thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again shortly.